Welcome back to Verified. My name is Carlos.
Can you give me some more energy, Carlos? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Verified.
Mom, go away. I'm recording a podcast. Recording a podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Verified. My name is Carlos.
My name is Shane.
Today, we have an awesome guest, pro runner in high school, fastest man alive. Now he is in college, and he's going to be talking about his experience of getting COVID and what that was like for him. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good. Schools were going on online. That's not fun. I mean, you guys know.
No, it's not even fun for high school kids. You were exposed to and dealt with having COVID-19 fairly recently. So let's hear your story. Start at the beginning again, and let's hear about it
For the second time.
Second time is a charm.
Through friends I met in college, I ended up working at a Catholic summer camp up in Maryland called St. John's. It's a pretty awesome experience. Highly recommend. And at the very end of the camp, I got COVID, which was definitely, it wasn't that bad. Like, for me, as a healthy 19-year-old at the time, like, it's definitely, like, scary a little bit, but more so, like, I have COVID and I could get it to other people who actually would be seriously harmed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, within my family, my mom had cancer, and so her immune system was pretty compromised with stuff, so definitely I had to be cautious with, we were cautious because my mom literally left. Like, the whole summer, we had got a bunch of guidelines as to how to do stuff from the Archdiocese of Washington and also the, Maryland state government. So we were sticking to both of them the whole time. Stuff like every day before the camp started in the morning, we would go and, sanitize everything and just clean stuff in general. Because there's always trash. The little gun, the temperature gun, all of our temperatures should be taken.
You look so concerned. He said gun. You're like, oh,
No.
children, no. And we pop the gun in every day to temperatures.
That was just for the instructors that before we actually started having kids. That was to plan camps as well as just have all of us be quarantined together. So then if one of us got sick, in theory, all of us would then we'd all catch it and then all work through. Yeah. So basically a large group of people quarantining together. So that was kind of the idea with the instructors. And then having us all wearing masks all the time we were with the kids. If you're even walking past a room, you're supposed to have your mask on. And then in the camps, just doing different things, spreading the kids out. One of the camps I worked on, soccer, giving all the kids inflatable tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They play soccer. They have to hold them up to keep distance from each other. Definitely getting creative. Instructors had to get creative to have a fun camp, but then also have it be safe. The week before, we're planning for the next week's camp, and it's so how are we gonna keep everything safe?
That's a good point.
And then also fun. We also had one of the heads, not the person who was the head of the summer program, but the person under him. She would all check our lesson plans. So we'd have to have our lesson plans done by a certain date. And then she'd have to look at them and be okay, everything looks good. Or then give us recommendations either to improve the activities or safety stuff.
Is there anything that you proposed that she was no, that's stupid?
Not me personally. I think it probably happened. I don't know if he shot something down so aggressively. She just he would get mad at you guys haven't put up your lesson plans yet, and I asked you to do this 3 days ago. What are you doing? But it was not my fault.
No,
I'm just saying.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
That was good.
Pro camp counselor there.
They didn't have to wear masks. It really depended on age. Younger kids, if you're 4 or 5, that really wasn't going to happen. They have trouble behaving anyway some of the time. A mask is another layer, so it's just people had to be extra safe with the 4 and 5s. But those had very few instructors because a lot of people didn't want to teach the 4 and 5s for camp. Pretty had the same instructors pretty consistently. So I don't know statistics of how many kids were at camp. Definitely the older kids were more encouraged to. The younger kids really didn't. From 12:30 to 5:30 at the latest. That's when aftercare would run. And aftercare, basically, you just cycled through a list of 4 activities. So it was you spend half an hour watching a movie in whatever room you were assigned with okay, so the kids had an option to either get picked up after morning camps or do aftercare. The numbers kind of varied for aftercare, but there are different groups. Usually a 4 and 5 group, a boys group and a girls group, and then sometimes it'd just be a mixed group depending on numbers.
Sorry, this was you will stay at the camp, right? So
no, it's not overnight.
Or no?
Okay. So it's it was not overnight camp. So each camp lasted a week though. So I would work I worked each camp for 1 week, and then I did switch to a new camp.
And what was the total amount of time you said you spent there?
About 8 or 9 weeks. You normally have 3 weeks of planning and prep, and then 9 weeks of camp. So it's normally 12 weeks. But just with COVID and everything, we weren't sure the camp was going to happen. So that kind of week of planning and prep, we were pretty lucky to even go for 7 weeks, because that's just how things, like, we were finally getting enough consistent numbers where we were like, okay, we can do 7 weeks of camp.
So during that entire period, I guess, did any of the kids get sick?
No. I'm sure, someone probably got sick, just like not COVID sick. Even some of the instructors started showing, like, getting testing positive, like myself. None of the kids or parents tested positive, which is really just like God's camp, because we did say that the whole summer, like, God wants us to keep going, like, it's gonna happen, it's gonna continue. So, like, we'd have basically like parties, or like different after work activities with all the instructors together. One person got tested positive, and then a few others tested positive, and it's like, okay, like, no, that's not happening anymore.
Wait, what? So what week was that at camp?
It was after week 7. It just ended. It was that Saturday. It was the Saturday after someone tested positive because they felt really bad, got rapid tested, and then tested positive. But they had gone to the party on Friday. All the people got exposed, and then we all started quarantining after that, because we're like, oh. And so, like, it was like, yeah, I definitely got exposed. But the 2 guys I was living with, we just basically stayed in their basement, which is where we lived anyway. Like, it was a furnished basement, so it was really nice. But, like, we just stayed there the whole time, especially after, like, someone tested positive just because their dad was high risk. So yeah, we're like, let's not. But then it's just different points, because I was, like, really tired. Basically being really tired and then, like, kind of having a runny nose were my 2 biggest symptoms. Like, it's kind of the problem with COVID, is just because there's so many symptoms that you can have. It's like, it can look like anything, really. So I just thought I was, like, tired, or like had allergies or something. Mama. Yeah, and we figured out a plan to, like, go and pick me up, because I was like, I might have COVID. And so my dad, he took the van. So basically, like, my mom and brother, my Nan and Papa's house, so her parents, and my dad picked me and the other NC State guy up. And I basically just spent like a week and a half, 2 weeks, I don't really remember how long, in my bonus room, just because that was right next to a bathroom. The day after I got back, went and got tested, put the thing up my nose. Well, a doctor did it for me. It was just like a drive-through test, and that was fine. It was like right on the level of uncomfortable to painful, which is like not fun, but not the worst thing. Right. Definitely feel like they're picking my brain. I wasn't handling it too well. I spent a long time away from all my, like, friends in North Carolina. I wanted to go back and be able to see them, but that wasn't, like, an option. So, and there's, like, also the first week of school is starting as I'm, like, in my bonus room isolating. Not the most pleasant experience. And then I also asked, like, oh, should I get retested? And they're like, no, that's not the recommendation right now. So yeah, I filled out emails for a little while after that, just like keep checking in on me with different things. And then eventually I was like, okay, I don't need to do this anymore. So I was, like, already back and not quarantining. So I was like, okay, my quarantine period's up. I don't need to fill out this form anymore. So
now you're okay.
Yeah. Now, he's well. But he's sadly, can't get the luxuries of getting all your meals handed to you, though, right?
Yeah, that was like kind of nice to grow and, like, being able to, like, just being served, because my dad had to get me, like, all the food. So, like, it's kind of nice, but also, like, I want to feed myself.
Mm-hmm. So, I have an interesting thing. So, what would you recommend to people who may have COVID right now, or, as someone who's had it, like, what would you recommend to, people who may have it now, or people who are thinking, recommend to people who are trying to avoid it, or, like, something, I don't know, something someone could, a unique perspective, maybe like a sentence long, 2 sentence long.
I think there's a kind of a compromise you have to make of, like, your health to some extent, and then also, like, living your life, because there are a lot of deaths during quarantine from suicide. Yeah, mental health, like, got really bad for a lot of people, because, like, now you're not seeing anyone apart from, like, a few people, like, whatever the circumstances might be. And so, like, going out and seeing people is like, we're social animals. Like, we need to do that. If you want to be absolutely safe, like, don't leave your house. If you want to take care of your mental health as well, just keep a mask on you.
Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you want to help us out, you can follow us on all of your favorite podcast listening platforms. It could be Spotify, Apple Podcast. If you want to check us out on Instagram, we got updates. We're putting out little highlight clips there. Follow us on Instagram at verified.talk.
St. John Summer Program in Leonardtown. Hollywood, Maryland, excuse me. They're always looking for new volunteers or new instructors. So,
other than that, guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we'll see you guys next week for brand new episodes. Cough, sneeze.
Mom, go away. I'm recording a podcast. Recording a podcast.
COVID.
COVID-19.